Well, Jerry Springer, the godfather of the confessional chat show, is here. Are you ashamed of it?
The show's stupid, but I've always thought the show's stupid. Ashamed not.
Shouldn't you be?
No, not any more than a journalist should be doing the news. Because, for example, you would make a living. Let's say you're a journalist. Let's say you do the news every night. Every night you tell stories about very bad things, and it's very profitable for the station. You're not necessarily helping the people you talk about. Newspapers are in that business all the time. You could decide only to put well-scrubbed, wealthy people that speak the Queen's English on television and just do that. But that wouldn't reflect the whole society.
You're being facetious, aren't you?
No, I think television, no, I'm dead serious. Let me finish. Television should reflect in a free society the entire culture. If all shows were like mine, that would be wrong. But you can't just have television that is like Friends, Seinfeld, all these wealthy people, good-looking people, and you love it. If some wealthy, famous person goes on television and talks about who he or she has been sleeping with, we can't get enough of it. We cheer them. But if it's some person of low income, all of a sudden we say, trash, trash, like they're less than a wealthy person.
Speak for yourself.
That's
Lots
true.
of us choose not to watch either.
Well, then you're not in the business. Then you do watch television. Are you saying here that you don't watch television, Jeremy? Of course you watch television.
I mean, I'm not interested in who's sleeping with whom.
I'm not either. I watch sports. But, so I'm not. I don't watch my show. And I've always said that. If I was in college, I would. When I was in college, I'd get a hoot out of it. But I'm saying we shouldn't be too uppity and say that if these shows show poor people, it's trash. But if it's rich people, it's okay.
It's not that it shows poor people, it's that it exploits poor people.
I disagree. I anchored the news for 10 years. I was a journalist for 10 years. That was exploitation. And I'll tell you why. Never once was there a conversation in the newsroom that we should drop a story because this story might hurt this person, ruin their career, ruin their marriage, or cause them discomfort. We never cared about the people we did stories on.
Well, you were working in a rubbish newsroom then, weren't you? I've been party to those conversations many a time.
You're telling me when you run a story on the BBC that puts someone in a bad light, you ask their permission first?
No.
That's not true,
Not
Jeremy.
ask their permission. That wasn't what you said. A conversation saying, is this going to be damaging to the person? That conversation was certainly...
And did you ever then say, if it's damaging to the person, you won't run the story? And you don't run the story?
It's happened many a time.
That's not true. Come on.
It's happened many a time.
News always... If it's a good story, if it's a big headline, no one ever said, for example, well, we got this Bill Clinton story and with the young girl, let's not run it. It's going to hurt his marriage. It's going to hurt the family.
That's got clear political significance.
How did it affect anybody's life
from dysfunctional
other than his own family? How did O.J. Simpson, all the coverage of O.J.
Simpson lying is a public matter.
Why did covering O.J. Simpson for 2 years? Now, I admit it, I can only speak in America, so I don't know how much coverage you got here in England, in Great Britain. But in America, for 2 years, news covered O.J. Simpson. It didn't affect anybody's life except the people.
Okay, you've got me there. You've got me there. I mean, there was live coverage of the O.J. Simpson trial.
Following the car.
In my view, a disgrace.
Yes.
But because it had no significance.
Yes.
But your show doesn't have any significance. You admit
it does.
That.
No. It doesn't affect me, but I do think it matters to the people that are on it. Otherwise, they wouldn't call to be on.
Why
it may
do they
only
come
be
on
dating. I think the reason is, the quick answer everyone always gives is, oh, they want their Andy Warhol 15 minutes of fame. That's glib and it's incorrect. These people don't become famous. They don't even use their real names. We let them wear disguises. So it's not to become famous. They come on, a lot of them, not all, because for 1 week in their lives, someone is listening to them. In other words, they don't have kids who listen to them, many of these folks. They don't have parents who listen to them. They don't have a job where someone asks their opinion. Every day you come to work, someone's saying, Jeremy, what do you think we ought to do?
That's bloody tragic if that's why they come on your show.
Well, for 1 week, it's easy for us to say because we're lucky in life. And every day someone's asking me, whether it's my daughter, whether it's my wife, someone's always asking me, people at work, what do I think about this? I go on a show and give my opinion. No one ever asks these people anything. And now for 1 week, they get picked up, they get taken to an airport, some of them, first time they've ever been on a plane, they get taken to a show, they come out there, people are cheering. And it's not important to you and me, and we don't deal with serious issues on our show. We don't do pregnancy tests. We don't do that. On our show, we just do who they're dating, and tomorrow they're cheating, and so they sleep with someone else the next day. So it's not life-changing. But what it is, and I notice, because when the show's over, most of the people on my show, I really kind of like. Not everyone, but most of them, they just didn't get the breaks in life that I get. They didn't have wonderful parents, or they weren't born maybe with a good brain, or they weren't born with the luck that I've had. So, but they're not bad human beings. They want to be happy. They say, Jerry, what's a good restaurant to go here in New York? Or would you hold my kid while we take a picture? Their language isn't as good as ours, but they're not less. I'm telling you, if you think, and I'm not suggesting you do, but if one thinks that wealthy, powerful people have cornered the market on virtue, like they don't cheat, they don't do bad things in life, that's just wrong.
No one suggests that for a second, least of all us, I hope.
Yep.
But thank you very much, Jerry Springer. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks.
Jerry Springer, the legendary talk show host and former mayor of Cincinnati, has died, according to a statement that has been released by the family. He was just 79 years old. The legendary TV man passed away, and by the time they released the statement, they did not actually come out to reveal the cause of death. The controversial presenter who hosted the Jerry Springer show for nearly 3 decades from 1991, he died peacefully on Thursday at his home in Chicago. His publicist confirmed to a couple of media personnel. In a statement, Jene Galvin, a friend of Springer and a spokesperson for the family, described him as irreplaceable. Jerry's ability to connect with people was at the heart of his success in everything he tried, whether that was just politics, broadcasting, or just joking with people on the street who wanted a photo or a word, he said. In a statement still, the father said he's irreplaceable and his loss hurts immensely, but memories of his intellect, the heart, the humor will live on. Fellow chat host Ricky Lake also led the tributes on social media, writing that just waking to the very sad news of the passing of my long-term talk show rival and a friend, Jerry Springer, a lovely man, and may he rest in peace. Broadcaster, that is the popular Piers Morgan, described Springer as a TV icon and such an intelligent, warm, and funny man. He loved working with him. I loved working with him on AGT, that is America's Got Talent. I loved hanging out with him. We lived in the same hotel for 2 years. He was loved, and he really always argued with. I always argued with him, and he loved everything about him, and also loved everything about him. That was Piers Morgan talking and sending in his tributes after the loss of Jerry Springer. Springer's short show became a symbol of lowbrow television with its on-air fights, swelling, and infidelity revelations, like you can see in a couple of clips I gave you. In 2003, a musical based on the chaotic TV series was launched, and Jerry Springer named it the Opera Reign for 609, and performances were held in London from April 2003 to February 2005 before touring the UK in 2006. It won 4 Oliver Awards, including Best New Musical, and in January 2005 its UK television broadcast on BBC2 attracted close to 60,000 viewers. Jerry Springer was really loved and his shows were really popular. He started professional life working in politics, having studied both political science and law at university, and he was an advisor to Robert Kennedy and served as a mayor of Cincinnati. That was from around 1977 to 78. But after a failed bid as a governor of Ohio, we can see him switching to a career in TV journalism. He became a reporter at a local TV station and worked his way up to being an anchor, and he launched his own show. That was in 1991. We send our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and everyone who was really close to the popular and the legendary TV man, that is Jerry Springer. Rest in power, the king, Jerry Springer.